For this last example, you can do one of two things. You could either just figure out what g of 3 is, and then figure out what h of 3 is, and subtract those two answers, because this does mean take g of 3 and subtract h of 3. And if you do that, you can look up here and see that g of 3 is going to equal 6 times 3, or 18, and h of 3 is going to equal 2 times 3 minus 3, which equals 6 minus 3, or just plain old 3. And our final answer will be 15. But I want to caution you guys against one thing here. The other way to do this is to figure out what g of x minus h of x is first, or sometimes they just ask you to find g of x minus h of x. And the thing is, this is the one problem that I see kids get wrong consistently because of this minus sign and how kids apply it. So I want to point out that if this didn't say g minus h of 3, if it just said g minus h of x, what you really have to do here is 6x, and then with the parentheses put 2x minus 3. And then this negative sign here would have to distribute to give us 6x minus 2x plus a 3. A lot of times kids will forget about distributing this negative sign over to here, and they'll get this problem wrong. So I do want to point out one last thing. If I were to simplify this, which is the generic form of g minus h of x, we get 4x plus 3 as our answer. It should be the case that if I plug 3 into here, I should get the same answer I got by doing what I did in the first place. And you can see that 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 more is 15. So I know this function's also right. So that would be the other way to do this. The other way to do this is to get the generic function itself, watch those negative signs, and then plug in the answer to get the final answer of 15. Or figure out g of 3, figure out h of 3, get those numbers and subtract them. You can pick whichever one you like. But when you find that generic function, the one with just x's in it, and you have a subtraction, definitely watch out for that distribution, because I've seen kids trip, like really smart kids who know a lot of stuff, and they just, NASA scientists screw that up sometimes. You know, you just got to watch it. That's all. Be careful on your minus signs. Alright guys, good luck.